There's a moment in every caregiver's journey when exhaustion meets love. It may come late at night, when you're gently helping your mother back to bed after she wandered into the hallway, confused. Or maybe in the quiet of morning, as you stand over the kitchen sink, hands trembling, wondering how long you can keep going. If you're here, watching this video, you're probably carrying more than you ever thought you could. Maybe you're caring for your spouse who barely recognizes you, or your father, who used to be your rock, now lost in a world you can't fully reach. Or perhaps you're a professional caregiver, giving everything you have day after day with very little rest. To all of you, this video is for you. For the invisible heroes often unseen, often unheard. The caregivers. According to the Alzheimer's Association, over 11 million Americans provide unpaid care for people with Alzheimer's or other dementias. The burden can be relentless emotionally, physically, and financially. Depression, sleep deprivation, chronic stress. These are common companions on this path. The CDC calls this the silent crisis of caregiving, and it is. But here's something else that's true. You don't have to disappear inside this role. There are ways to care for someone with Alzheimer's and still care for yourself. You can create routines that protect your sanity. You can communicate more effectively. You can ask for help without guilt. You can rediscover moments of joy, of connection, even when memory is slipping away. This video will walk with you through 6 essential areas. 1. Understanding Alzheimer's, not just the disease, but what it means for your daily life. 2. Creating routines that reduce stress for you and your loved one. 3. Communicating when words no longer work the same way. 4. Taking care of your mental and physical health as a caregiver. 5. Setting healthy limits and seeking help. 6. Reconnecting emotionally, even through the fog of dementia. You are not alone, and you don't have to burn out to prove you love someone. Let's begin. Before we talk about routines, self-care, or setting boundaries, we have to start here with understanding the disease itself. Because when you understand what Alzheimer's truly is, you can stop taking its symptoms personally. You can respond instead of reacting. And that, right there, can change everything. Alzheimer's is a progressive, degenerative brain disease. It's the most common form of dementia, affecting memory, reasoning, language, and behavior. But it doesn't happen all at once. It arrives in stages, each with its own challenges. In the early stage, your loved one might forget names or appointments. They might repeat questions, lose items, or struggle to find the right words. They may even recognize something is changing, and that can be frightening for them. If you've ever seen your spouse cover their confusion with a joke or get defensive when corrected, you've seen the emotional weight of this stage. In the moderate stage, the changes deepen. This is where many caregivers begin to feel overwhelmed. There's more confusion, more wandering. Personal care becomes difficult: bathing, dressing, even toileting. Language becomes harder. Emotions become more unpredictable. A once calm person may become angry or anxious. It's not their fault. It's not yours either. It's the disease speaking through them. In the late stage, independence fades almost entirely. Your loved one may no longer recognize you. They may stop speaking, Eating becomes difficult. Mobility declines. And yet, even in this stage, there are moments of beauty, a soft touch, a smile, a song that stirs a forgotten memory. Understanding these stages prepares you, not so you'll feel hopeless, but so you'll feel empowered, so you'll know what's happening and why. You'll begin to see patterns. You'll learn when to intervene gently and when to let go. You'll stop asking, "Why are they doing this?" and start asking, "What are they feeling right now?" Alzheimer's isn't just about memory loss. It affects sleep, movement, digestion, sense of time and place. It can trigger paranoia or hallucinations. Some days will make no sense at all. That's normal in this journey. And remember, your loved one isn't choosing this. The disease is changing their brain, shrinking the very structures that help them understand the world. When they lash out, when they accuse, when they forget something sacred, it's not a lack of love. It's the illness speaking. When you understand that, you'll stop fighting against Alzheimer's. You'll learn to walk alongside it. And that is where healing both theirs and yours begins. One of the most powerful tools a caregiver can use is something deceptively simple: routine. For a person living with Alzheimer's, the world is constantly shifting. Time loses its structure. Places feel unfamiliar. Faces blur. But a consistent routine provides something precious: predictability. It becomes an anchor in the storm, a way to create calm amidst confusion. Start with the basics. Wake up at the same time every day. Serve meals at consistent hours. Keep personal care like brushing teeth, bathing, and dressing in the same order, in the same place, with the same gentle guidance. These repeated patterns can reduce anxiety and even reduce behavioral symptoms, like agitation or wandering. Let me give you an example. Margaret, who cares for her father at home, begins every morning by opening the curtains, turning on soft instrumental music, and helping him change clothes before breakfast. She always places the same blue bowl and silver spoon at the table. Over time, her father began responding positively to these cues even on difficult days. Visual cues help too. Large calendars, simple clocks, clearly labeled drawers and cabinets. Picture signs like a photo of a toilet on the bathroom door can help someone find their way without frustration. Try to limit surprises. Sudden changes in location, unexpected visitors, or shifts in activity can be upsetting. Instead, plan transitions gently. Now we're going to have some lunch. After this, we'll take a short walk. Use calm voice, repetition, and positive tone. Balance is also key. Too much stimulation, television, clutter, loud noises can overwhelm, but too little engagement can lead to restlessness. A routine isn't just about chores, it's about rhythm. Include peaceful breaks, music, light exercise, time outdoors. And when the disease progresses, simplify. Maybe your loved one can no longer shower independently, but they can still hold a towel. Maybe they can't prepare meals, but they can sit beside you while you cook. Participation matters more than performance. Most importantly, be flexible. Alzheimer's will change what works. What comes today might confuse tomorrow. That's okay. Your routine isn't a rigid schedule, it's a tool to create peace. And every time you follow it, you're giving your loved one something Alzheimer's tries to steal: a sense of safety, Communication is the bridge between you and the person you're caring for. And as Alzheimer's progresses, that bridge starts to change. It narrows. It sways. Sometimes it feels like it disappears altogether. But with patience and the right tools, you can still meet them where they are. First, let's talk about how you speak. Keep your voice calm, your tone gentle. Speak slowly, using short sentences. Say the person's name first to get their attention. Make eye contact. Smile. Show with your body language that you are present, grounded, and safe. Instead of asking open-ended questions like, "What do you want to eat?" Offer simple choices. "Would you like soup or a sandwich?" That small shift can reduce confusion and increase cooperation. And sometimes the best option is yes or no questions. Are you cold? Would you like to sit down? Avoid correcting them when they're wrong about dates or names. If your father thinks it's 1973 and asks when your mother who passed years ago is coming home, you don't need to bring him back to reality. You can simply say, "Tell me about her. What do you miss most?" Step into their reality, even if only for a moment. Nonverbal communication becomes essential. A warm touch on the hand, a reassuring smile, nodding gently, using gestures. All these speak louder than words when words fail. The brain may forget language, but it remembers tone. It remembers touch. It remembers kindness. And give them time to respond. Silence can feel uncomfortable, but for someone with Alzheimer's, it's often necessary. Wait patiently. Resist the urge to fill in their words. Let them finish, or gently rephrase. Be mindful of body language, yours and theirs. If your loved one clenches their fists or looks agitated, pause. Lower your voice. Offer physical space. Use a calming tone. Sometimes the message is not in the words, but in what's behind them. Lastly, find new ways to connect beyond speech. Music is powerful. Singing familiar songs can engage even those who no longer speak. Art, touch, photos, scent, these are all forms of communication. They help express emotions that words can no longer carry. Communication with someone with Alzheimer's is not about perfect understanding. It's about connection, reassurance, respect. Even when memory is lost, the need to feel safe and valued never goes away. And your voice, your presence, can offer exactly that. Let's pause for a moment. Let's shift the focus from the person you're caring for to you. Because the truth is, you matter just as much. And if you burn out, everything becomes harder for you, for your family, and even for the person with Alzheimer's. Caregiver burnout is not weakness. It's not selfishness. It's a natural response to prolonged emotional and physical stress. Studies from the National Institutes of Health show that caregivers for people with dementia are more likely to experience depression, anxiety, sleep disruption, and even chronic illness. It's called caregiver stress syndrome, and it is real. So, how do you take care of yourself while caring for someone else? First, pay attention to the early signs. Are you constantly tired, even after sleeping? Do you feel more irritable than usual? Are you withdrawing from friends or skipping meals? Are you neglecting your own doctor appointments? These are red flags, not badges of honor. Start by carving out small moments of relief. You don't need a spa day. You need 10 minutes with a book, 15 minutes on a quiet walk, a phone call with a friend who listens without judgment, time alone to breathe. You need rest, not just sleep, but emotional rest. Set boundaries on your availability. Take breaks even if they feel unearned. You are not a machine. Don't carry everything in silence. Join a support group online or in person. Sharing your story with others who understand your journey can offer more healing than you expect. You'll see you're not alone, not crazy, not weak, just human. And don't be afraid to say, I need help. Ask a relative to take over for a few hours. Hire part-time support, if possible. Look into local respite services. These are not luxuries, they are essentials. Nourish your body. You can't pour from an empty cup. Eat real meals. Drink water. Move your body. Get fresh air, even just for 5 minutes a day. Your brain, your heart, your muscles, they all need care too. Finally, be gentle with yourself. You will make mistakes. You will lose patience. You will feel guilt, even when you're doing everything right. That's normal. What matters is coming back to yourself. Centering, choosing compassion over perfection. You are not just the caregiver. You are a person worthy of care, of rest, of love. And you deserve to be well not after this journey ends, but now in the middle of it. You are doing so much. But let's be honest, no one can do it all, and no one should have to. One of the hardest lessons for caregivers to learn is this: asking for help is not weakness. It is wisdom, it is survival, and it is a gift not only to you, but to the person you're caring for. Boundaries are not barriers. They're bridges that protect relationships from breaking under pressure. You need to know and communicate what you can realistically handle. Start with an honest self-check. What tasks drain you the most? What times of day feel unbearable? Is there a particular situation like bathing, transportation, or meal prep that always pushes you past your limit? Now ask, who could help with that? Maybe a sibling can handle groceries or medical appointments. Maybe a friend can come sit with your loved one while you rest. Maybe you can explore respite care, whether it's a few hours a week or a weekend away. There are services designed for this: adult day programs, meal delivery, home health aides, community volunteers. And yes, there's often paperwork, coordination, funding hurdles. But don't let that stop you. You are not the only one on this road. Others have walked it, and there are guides. In the UK, for instance, the NHS offers support for carers, including financial aid and temporary relief programs. In the US, local area agencies on aging can help connect you to transportation, in-home help, and respite services. In Australia and Canada, similar support exists through national and provincial programs. Don't wait until you're in crisis. Start looking now. Margaret, remember her? Finally told her sister, I need help. Her sister agreed to take over Sunday afternoons. Margaret also found a local Alzheimer's charity that provided a home care aide twice a week. It wasn't easy for her to ask, but it changed everything. If people offer help, say yes. If they don't offer, ask anyway. Be specific. Can you stay with mom for 2 hours on Tuesday? Could you take over laundry this weekend? You don't have to prove your strength by doing everything alone. You prove it by staying well enough to keep going. Your energy is a limited resource. Spend it wisely. Protect it fiercely. You are not letting anyone down by stepping back. In fact, you're showing up for them more fully when you care for yourself first. When someone you love has Alzheimer's, it's easy to feel like they're slipping away piece by piece, day by day. But here's something important to remember. connection doesn't disappear just because memory fades. It changes. It becomes quieter, softer. It might look different than before, but it's still there waiting to be found. Even in late stages of the disease, people with Alzheimer's can feel love. They can feel safety. They can respond to warmth, to music, to touch. The language of connection is deeper than words. Start with shared rituals. Maybe your loved one always loved morning coffee. Make it together, even if they just stir the cup. Maybe you read the newspaper out loud, or listen to jazz, or water plants side by side. These small moments create rhythm, recognition, relationship. Music is powerful. The Alzheimer's Association has documented how familiar songs can awaken memories and spark joy even in people who no longer speak. If your father danced to Sinatra or your mother sang in church, bring that music back. Let them hum, tap their fingers, sway. That's memory too. Photos help. Create a simple album with labeled pictures of family, pets, old vacations. Flip through it together. Even if names are forgotten, the emotions often linger. You might hear a laugh, a sigh, a story you haven't heard in years. Touch matters. Holding hands, brushing hair, a warm hug, a gentle hand on the shoulder. These are ways of saying, I'm here, you're safe. When language fails, presence speaks louder than words. Art, gardening, even folding laundry, any repetitive or sensory activity can be therapeutic. It's not about productivity. It's about participation, inclusion, purpose. And when communication is difficult, don't focus on what's lost. Focus on what's left. The smile that comes when you play their favorite song. The calm that settles when you sit quietly beside them. The flicker of joy when you say, I love you, even if they don't respond with words. Margaret found that even when her father no longer recognized her as his daughter, he still brightened when she entered the room. He didn't know her name, but he knew her presence. He still reached for her hand. That was enough. Connection after memory loss is not always obvious. It requires patience, repetition, faith, but it is always worth it. Love remains in gestures, in presence, in the unspoken. You just have to meet it where it lives now. If no one else has said it to you today, let me say it clearly. You are doing one of the hardest, most meaningful things a person can do. Caring for someone with Alzheimer's is not just about helping with tasks. It's about walking beside someone as they slowly forget but never abandoning them. It's about showing up when it's painful. It's about love that endures beyond recognition. You've shown patience when you had none left. You've sacrificed sleep, time, energy, sometimes even your own identity to be there. That matters. That is seen. But let me also say this. You do not have to lose yourself in this journey. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to cry. And you are allowed to laugh, to live, to find joy in your own story even while caring for someone else's. This journey is not about being perfect. It's about being present. And some days, simply showing up is more than enough. As you move forward, I hope you remember this. You are not invisible. You are not alone. You are not failing. You are a caregiver, and you are enough. If this video spoke to you, share it. Pass it to another caregiver. Leave a comment. Let this be a place where caregivers lift one another up, one voice, one story, one act of care at a time. Take a breath. Let go of the guilt. You are doing beautifully. Thank you for caring. And thank you for staying.